And I just briefly want to touch upon essential oil blends because this is something that I get asked a lot. And what we just talked about were clearly individual plants, but some companies do have blends that they've made. Some people love making their own blends, and just how to get started with that really easily. So intro to blending. The common questions are, how much of each oil? Which oils go together? What effect will the oils have on my body? Will the oils complement each other? And how do I dilute? So this really is a little bit of an art and a science. Let's go back one. So yeah, it really is an art and a science. I mean, it really depends what you're looking for. If you're buying pre-made blends from a brand or a shop, it really does take a lot of the guesswork out of it, because someone who's an expert in aromatherapy and chemistry probably has figured out the perfect amount of each oil to put together to have a synergistic effect. And it's also going to probably save you money, because often, blends will have more of the rarer oils, or maybe they're out of the top 11. So if you don't have to buy them and make the blend yourself, it just saves you money in the end. But I understand that blending is really fun, and if you want to make perfume or make up your own little remedies, how do you do that? So we've talked about diluting. We're going to get into what oils go together and which oils complement each other. And again, the easiest way to blend, in my opinion, is using a roller bottle. It's just no hassle, no mess, super convenient, increases compliance, and it's just a really easy way to do it. There's a few different ways that you can approach blending. You can group your oils in different ways. So the first way is by therapeutic effect. So let's say you want to make a really energizing oil and peppermint just isn't cutting it. You might want to blend rosemary, peppermint, lemon, and tea tree together. And you can just play around with that to see what works for you. Like, there's really no danger in mixing oils. They're not going to combust together or negatively impact each other. It really comes down to personal scent preference and what makes you feel good. So for example, I'm not actually a huge fan of tea tree, so I probably wouldn't blend that with peppermint, but some people might love it. So just with that in mind. On the opposite side of the scale, relaxing oils. So this is lavender, vetiver, ylang-ylang, sandalwood, melissa. Lavender is often a first go-to for people who have trouble sleeping. But what if it just isn't strong enough? Vetiver, for example, is known as nature's tranquilizer. It's really, really good at getting people to sleep. So you might want to blend lavender and vetiver together and see how that works for you. So you can either do this in the diffuser, or you can make a roller bottle and roll it on your feet. So that's one way to look at things. So therapeutic effect, what are you looking to amplify? You can also, if you're making your own fragrance or beauty products, just group the oils together by essential oil notes. So keeping all the flowers together. So lavender, geranium, jasmine, rose, or keeping all the citrus together. So lemon, orange, grapefruit, tangerine. That would smell amazing. So just keeping the same family of scent, but just making it a little bit more complex. This comes more into play by if you are wanting to make a scent for diffusing to set a mood or make your own perfume. You can also group your oils by notes with respect to how quickly they evaporate. So we talked about essential oils at their very basic root are aromatic volatile compounds. And that means that if you have a pure plant oil, they are going to actually evaporate very quickly and you're going to lose the scent. And that's actually a sign of a good oil, not a bad oil. So different plants have different rates of evaporation. So citrus and mint actually evaporate very quickly. I've heard people actually advise that you keep citrus oils in the fridge because it will prolong the evaporation, or will slow the evaporation rather. Middle notes include the flowers. So like jasmine, rose, ylang-ylang, these kind of have an average evaporation rate. And then your base notes are the heavier things like frankincense, patchouli, myrrh, sandalwood, vetiver, helichrysum. These are the roots and the barks and the resins. So this comes into play if you are making You know, it could be a perfume, or it could be something where you really want to reap the benefits of something aromatically. How long is it going to last? What layer is going to evaporate quickest? This is kind of what you want to think about. And I just want to finish by sharing a blend that you could make if you wanted to, with the 11 oils that we talked about. So thieves oil is a really popular antibacterial blend, and it gets its name because, as the story goes, back in the 1400s, when the Black Plague was happening and people were dropping dead like flies, there was a group of thieves that very successfully raided tombs and graves of people's jewels and money. As all these dead people were being buried, they're being buried with their jewels and stuff. And these thieves had were very successful at robbing these graves and not getting sick and not dying themselves. And apparently they did it using essential oils. So the recipe calls for clove oil, lemon oil, cinnamon oil, eucalyptus oil, and rosemary oil in these proportions. So this number of drops will make you a 15 ml bottle. But you could also, you know, just use the ratios and make a one-time dose if you wanted to. And I know we didn't talk about cinnamon oil per se, but you could definitely sub in tea tree oil there, or just get cinnamon oil and stick it in. It's just, you're making a very cleansing antibacterial blend. So you could diffuse this during cold and flu season, or you could dilute it even further with water and vinegar to make a really good, effective, non-toxic household cleaner. So that's just an example of how you could make a blend using what we've talked about today. So with this knowledge, what do we conclude from all of this? So I have a few take-home messages. I really just want to, again, reiterate that essential oils are a potent, unique form of plant medicine. So they're very effective, they're very strong, they don't necessarily equate to other forms of plant medicine, so just keep that in mind. There is no regulatory body currently for establishing essential oil purity and quality, so just make sure that whatever brand you choose to use, that brand is transparent and forthcoming with this information. Essential oils can be inhaled, they can be used topically, they can be used internally, which is a little bit more controversial, and they can be used to clean up the physical environment to help you decrease toxic load. So in this way, essential oils really do support your physical, your emotional, and your spiritual health, if safety guidelines are followed correctly. So that's what I wanted to say. I really hope you enjoyed the class, that you learned a lot. I really hope that you feel empowered to go forth and use essential oils and try them in different ways, and just really challenge yourself to take some time for yourself every day, to use scent as a tool to tap into your body and how you want to feel, and just wake up to the amazing healing power of plants and just the gift that we've been given by the earth.